Mmm, that's tasty. Okay. That's option 1. Option 2. Oh, that's gonna be pretty. Now I don't really care what you call me, just as long as you don't call me bro. I bet they knew as soon as they saw me. Good night is over with, that's how she roll. Streets like old Chicago, ain't nothing new, I seen it all before. But still I ball like no tomorrow. Good night is over with, that's all she roll. All she roll, all she roll. I said it's over with, that's all she roll. All she roll, all she roll. Good night is over with, that's all she roll. It's stupid how I go and knowing everybody knowing that I'm sewing up the game, destroying like they hate me for it. Eventually, see they can't be in it with me, they join. The sworn under oath, vanished, left completely scorned. Get cut, a kick rocks. It never did blend in with the big shots on the fast track. Ain't no need for no pit stop. I just laugh at nigga wishing they were this hot. Cause they mad at me, huh? Really pissed off. Better let that piss on. I'm the just as you the Flintstones. Catch me in the end zone. I ain't stepping right time. You niggas been on. Ain't no fucking light shine. I know the easy you can see me in the nighttime. I get rich off living like you check the kid for sighting. So see what you do. Wanna hate? Have a nice time. Stupid paper, hey, my dough ain't in this right. I don't really care, but there it is. That's nice. Call me bro. As soon as they saw me, good night is over with, that's all she roll. Streets like old Chicago, ain't nothing new, I seen it all before. Woo! Good night is over with, that's all she roll. Straight to a barrel of hate, terrible fate, not even the slim chance to make. Shot his hair on this sweet sir. You late, you train back, mascara and egg smear in your face. Relax over, goodbye. All I thought that I told you it's spilled. Nothing to cry over. Never should have came with the rain tomorrow. Should've known I was trouble soon as I rolled the page. You cruised up and I after I pulled up. Still come back to the crib, must want me to mess with the mind. Hold up, she must have me for some high roll. But I'm on high soda, this is rock and roll. Cola, how you a bag of Fritos? I would've let you eat the fucking chip on my shoulder. If you was peacing, I was. Hey, I wouldn't die for you. Trying to pull $5 from me is like trying to pull 5 molars. You get your eyes swollen, palm on my straight grizzly. So why would I buy you a gas tank that makes you already bipolar? Nothing wrong with being bipolar, it's not your fault. You can't even call me cold. These bitches know as soon as they saw me. It's never me to get the privilege to know. I roll like a desperado. Now I'll never know where I'm gonna go. Credit roll, the curtain closing, movie joke is it. But don't get mad at me, don't blame the chick who wrote this shit. Your life is short, bitch, but she know I'm rich. That's why she give me what I want and I just throw it in. Here I go again, I kick this shit, you can't go to pouring in. Peso, euro, yeah, I'm paid, never gonna be broke again. See me posted in anything, wearing any chain. Never gonna see me toting anything, all you gon' see is pain. It's so nice where I kick it, hate you never get to visit. Yeah, I'm on another level, but you niggas still can get. It's so over, but you finished. Sorry, bro, this is where we end it. Won't give you the satisfaction of me giving you the beat. Yeah, I guess life is a bitch in it. And these one things say the shit. Screwed up my back, I wanna give you the dirt off my handkerchief. I'm giving these hoes and those that they don't listen. I get a good taste of it. I'm sure you got the relationship memo by now, but in case you didn't, it's so bad, let's take it over your forehead and staple it. Life is too short and I got no time to sit around just wasting the drunk. Take this shit a little bit quicker, that clock don't race it a double time. And if I still switch over the amount of things, I'll turn shit to the time that I make taking tricks to catch on. While you strong on like shut your mouth. And I still say Kmart like there's no possibility. Yes, on the dog. And they say McDonald's isn't a restaurant. Well, I guess I'm wrong. But if you're gonna tell me that Adobe ain't the spot for the best hot dogs, you can get your F on, call. I'm on my throne, I remain all alone in my lane. I'm as strong as they came. They were wrong, but they ain't no. I ain't slept fine with them rap guys. They just wanna sabotage my hustle, show that that's why. I don't really care. Okay, that was fun. That was fun. Good afternoon. I'm awake now. They saw me. You go. Ball like there's no tomorrow. The night is over with, that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. I said it's over with, that's all she wrote. All she wrote. All she wrote. The night is over with, that's all she wrote. I respect these rappers a great deal. They're talented. Most every rapper, with the exception of possibly Lil Dicky, I think he came from a middle-class white family in the Northeast somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. But Eminem, definitely much more difficult upbringing in Dayton Clark. Talented guy also, really creative. T.I., I know less about T.I., but I like T.I.'s shit a lot. He's vicious in a good way. I'm chewing 1 second. But I do relate to this song in particular. I dislike when less talented or ambitious or competent humans criticize people who try. It doesn't really hurt my feelings, it's just really stupid of them. What's even worse than dumb people who criticize are people like my former co-workers in corporate America. You know, part of being the big dog, part of being Magnus Carlsen, which Magnus Carlsen is nothing like Walmart corporate. Magnus Carlsen seems like a fantastic human being. I hate it that I even use that reference. But part of being Magnus Carlsen is sometimes a less experienced or talented chess athlete defeats you. It's life. You're going to not be at your best every single game. But Magnus is a class act. So when Magnus loses, on the rare occasion he does, he learns from it, he admits defeat, and he shakes enemy's hand. My former co-workers at Walmart corporate, I got lucky. I played a good game. And I didn't say I'm here to take over or challenge the system. I just said I can't sleep at night, and that's bullshit how you're treating people. During a pandemic, that's what's interesting. I'm not thankful for the pandemic. People died and shit. But had it not been for the pandemic, I might have been a corporate schmuck for life. But when the pandemic hit and people were dying, I'm like, okay, now you actually have to take care of your people. This is bullshit. I'm not an angel, and I like money a lot. But when there's a pandemic killing your frontline workers in extreme cases, you got to put profits on the side just for a little bit and go take care of your people, Doug. You're a piece of shit, the CEO. He gets $22 million or more a year. Think about his job, the Walmart CEO, and then I'll get back to the song and how it ties in. The CEO of Walmart's job is simple. You make the Walton family more money. Doug McMillon is a puppet. He has no soul. His only single job is to do whatever it takes to make profits so Alice, Rob Walton, and the board of directors, all the stockholders, make money. And that's okay because you need people like Doug. What frustrates me is when people like Doug kid themselves into believing they're good people. Doug, Walmart, many other large companies, go do your job, get out of the news about ethics and diversity and inclusion, go do your fucking job, make your money, and make the board of directors money. Don't act like you're good people. It's okay. You need people like that. It's good. Walmart provides a service, but that's all it does. It is not a voice for good or morality. Why? Because I experienced it. I experienced how they really work. All the disaster relief and stuff, it's great. But what they do to good people to be that efficient is wrong. It's illegal. That's what I dislike about this, is Walmart leaders such as Doug McMillon, they did not get put there because they're good or talented or ethical. In corporate environments, mostly, you prove you are willing to do whatever it takes to maintain control of your people. Whether that's threat, blackmail, really. I mean, in extreme cases, make sure your team does not get out of line or question you. Because if you can maintain control, you have chances to move up and live a very comfortable life. But sometimes, a really interesting, weird person says, fuck you, and then on accident plays a perfect game, practicing what the CEO preaches, and they still make an example, because if they work with me, my situation should come out in some type of media format. It's crazy they can keep it out of the news this long. But if they work with me, then it opens up the floodgates for other people they've mistreated over the years to come and say, well, you worked with him and he's just a young white guy, but you're not going to work with the African-American female? You know, you screwed her over too. And that's why they won't work with me. And I see both sides, because on one hand, if you're of a position of authority, you can't just give in, because then everyone will come with their stories. But also, if you're concerned, as Doug McMillon, for example, that working with one person who was clearly wrong and has evidence might open up the floodgates for others who are wrong, how about you just don't fucking wrong people all the time? If you just play the game of business by the same laws us mortals and small businesses down here are forced to play it on, then you won't have all these dumb lawsuits where you're tormenting an innocent person, a human being with Down syndrome. And then the lawyers, that's something that I'm glad I got out of corporate, even if I would have had to have been homeless forever. Seriously. Because like that case with Down syndrome, where the worker won, I mean, they tormented a human being with Down syndrome because he's different. Isn't that crazy? But if you're in corporate, there were times where you're just told, you know, come inside, don't speak to anyone if there's a big case like that. And I never thought anything of it because I was making good money at age 23. I was thankful. But I'm just like, how fucked is that? Basically, if you're going to take a position at Walmart corporate, you have to go with the mindset of, even if the company is completely in the wrong and someone dies as a direct result of the company's actions and it's obvious, you still have to side with the company and go to sleep at night. That's why they need a union. And there are so many ways it's frightening a human being can rationalize his behavior or her behavior. The CEO of a company like Walmart could say, I'm on a tangent now, could say, well, if I don't do it, someone else might do my job and he might be a complete asshole. That's a slippery slope. Basically, well, I did really bad unethical things, but at least I'm not as bad as Hitler. There's a lot of people that weren't as bad as Hitler that still did some really fucked up things to people. That doesn't mean it's okay. My opinion. My point is, those types of corporate people at Walmart don't like people like T.I., Eminem, or myself. I'm much more similar to Eminem and T.I. than I am to Doug McMillon, and that's the biggest compliment I could ever give myself. If I was dying and bleeding out on the side of the road, and Doug McMillon, the Walmart CEO, were the only person in sight, oh, I'd bleed. I wouldn't even ask for help. But if Eminem, not even knowing Eminem, if I saw him, man, I'd be like, thank God, because at least you can trust Eminem. Really. He says fuck. He's a little rough around the edges. He's been burned a couple times. But at least I know Eminem is not going to just lie to my face and then go do something different. I'd vote for Eminem for president if Lupe Fiasco doesn't run. Seriously. If they ran together, that'd be a great team. My point. Don't criticize or hate people who try just because you didn't have the guts to try yourself and you chose to do something that you hate for a living. I had a friend who I won't name from college. He wanted to be a rapper. He was a very good rapper. There are many white male rappers who are not as talented as this friend from college that have made millions of dollars doing it. He met a girl who's a very nice girl. She said, "You're not going to rap anymore." And he didn't have the guts to say, "No, I am going to rap." He gave up his dream. They'll end up divorced most likely. Because that's how life works. If you give up your dream for a girl, you'll end up resenting her. He won't reply to me now or accept my LinkedIn connections, and that's fine. But that's what this song is about to me, and I love that. Is how you can use the criticism and hate for motivation to make yourself better. Because that's part of being good. No one criticized Magnus Carlsen when he was 8 years old, and I could still beat him on the Play Magnus app. But now that Magnus is a big deal, a lot of people take shots at him. There's nothing to take a shot at. All the dude did was work his ass off, like every grandmaster. But if you're good, people are going to find ways to manipulate the truth and try to take you down. It's part of it. I don't love getting criticized, and I'm certainly not near that type of success. I'm not saying I am. But the alternative to getting unjustly criticized is to say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. So I'll take the criticism. That's all she wrote.